This is the Truth Network.
It's Storytime, Memaw, an answered prayer for stories that point children to God. And here's today's story with Joanne Vickner.
The disciples scattered and hid. Only she remained. Who is she? Mary Magdalene. Now, Magdalene is not Mary's last name. She was from Magdala, near the Sea of Galilee, so people called her Mary Magdalene. Did you know she's mentioned 12 times in the New Testament? That's more than most of Jesus' disciples. And she's named in all 4 Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And that's more than any woman in the Gospels other than Jesus' family. You see, as Jesus traveled with his disciples preaching the kingdom of God and healing people, it happened. A demon-possessed, sinful woman, Mary Magdalene, met Jesus face to face. She sensed his profound love for her as he healed her by casting 7 demons out of her body. Yes, 7 demons. Mary fell deeply in love with him the moment she met him, and from then on, she followed Jesus everywhere he went. She even supported his ministry with her own money. Soon, the day came when a large crowd, carrying lanterns and torches, arrested Jesus. Terrified, the disciples scattered and hid. Only Mary remained. Her grieving heart ached as the soldiers ripped out parts of Jesus' beard. She cried as they beat him and scourged him so badly that any other man would have died right then and there. Mary flinched in anguish that Friday morning every time the hammer struck the spikes that nailed him to the cross. And she sobbed as they set it upright between 2 thieves. Peter was not there. James was not there. Neither was Thomas or the others. Only Mary. By noon, the skies turned strangely black. Darkness covered the land and fierce winds began to blow. God ripped the temple curtain in the Holy of Holies in 2, causing it to fall to the floor at 3 o'clock that afternoon. Then Jesus said, "It is finished," and died. For 6 hours, Mary stood at the foot of the cross and wept. It was only after Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus prepared his body and laid him in the tomb that Mary went home. But Sunday morning, at sunrise, she and the other Mary went to the grave. A severe earthquake had occurred, for an angel of the Lord descended from heaven and rolled away the stone and sat upon it. The guards trembled in fear as the angel told the women, "Do not be afraid, for I know that you are looking for Jesus who has been crucified. He's not here, for he has risen. Come see. Go quickly and tell his disciples that he has risen from the dead." With immense joy, the women ran and told the disciples what happened, but no one believed them. Peter and John ran to the tomb to see for themselves. Mary followed. John arrived first. He stopped and he looked in. Peter ran past him and went inside. The tomb was empty. Sad and confused, Peter and John went home. But Mary remained. She went to the entrance and she saw 2 angels. They asked why she was crying, and she answered, "Because they've taken away my Lord, and I do not know where they have laid him." She turned and came across a man she thought was the gardener and asked him where Jesus was. He spoke to her, and he said, "Mary." What joy! She recognized him. He was not the gardener. He was Jesus. She had found him, and he was alive. She wanted to hug him, but Jesus told her, not to touch him, and to go tell the disciples, I ascend to my Father and your Father, and my God and your God. Mary happily obeyed. God richly blessed Mary Magdalene. She had been healed. She saw angels and they spoke to her. Mary was the first person to see our risen Lord, and she was the first to announce, He is risen. Perhaps some of God's richest blessings are denied to those of us who give Jesus only a brief moment or so out of our day, and reserved for those like Mary Magdalene who are determined to follow him faithfully no matter the cost.
If you enjoy Joanne's stories, her book is available on Amazon, and her website at itsstorytimememaw.com. That's itsstorytimememaw.com. Go ahead and order it today, and thanks for listening.